Everyone should know how to grow their own food. In fact, everyone used to know how to grow their own food. But now it's more like a lost skill that we need to learn again. We need to learn again. I want to take back control of my food, and it starts at home. Dun, 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 dun. Whether you have space for a raised bed, for a planter, straight in the ground, pots, or even just one pot. All you need is one pot to start growing food. Or even toilet paper rolls. You can start with toilet paper rolls. That way you have biodegradable, and you'll know that your food is organic and free of chemicals and free of whatever else they are spraying and putting in the food. You know who they are. Now, the cheapest way to start growing food is with seed packets. A seed packet can cost about $3, and you get a bunch of seeds. I mean, this is a used packet, so it's not, check it out. Okay, this isn't a good example because there's only like 20 in here. Depending on what type of seed packet you can get anywhere from 10 plants to 200 plants. As opposed to buying a plant, a fruit or vegetable plant that's already grown, you're only gonna get one plant. And that's gonna cost what, like $6, $5? And that depends on what you buy too. You might be able to separate the plant into like 2 more plants for a total of 3, but that's a big maybe. So the cheapest way to start is with seeds. Seeds are more cost effective and you get way more. And you get to learn how to nurture the plant, which is what you need to know. Now, what you start to grow depends on what time of year it is, and most importantly, on what you like. Grow what you like to eat. I love to eat tomatoes and cucumbers like on a daily. So I'm definitely gonna grow those. You can only start them when it's appropriate. So right now, it is February. And luckily I can start those things. So what am I starting? Here are my seeds. I can start growing these leafy greens, these peppers, these cucumbers. You can also start onions and potatoes. There's way more things like these. But this is what I got, so this is what I'm gonna do. If you're going to splurge on one thing, let it be the dirt. The dirt is gold. Did I splurge? No. I got this Miracle Grow bag. And what is this, Kellogg? And this one. One was like $9, one was like $10. Now, when you're shopping for soil at the store, you might get overwhelmed by the amounts and types of soil because they're all kind of the same thing. And I feel like they're just changing the names on the bags as a money grab to get you to buy. Oh, I need to buy this one because it's for potted plants. Oh, this one's only for outdoors. Oh, this one's just for seed starting. No, totally unnecessary. You can just buy like potting mix and use it for everything. All you have to do is that if you're using potting mix to start seeds, you just have to sift it out to take all like the chunky stuff out because that's not good for starting seeds. So this video is really good on explaining big soil and how they're trying to get you to buy more. It's totally unnecessary. Of course, there are situations where a type of soil is better for a plant, of course. But just for like raised beds, for indoor outdoor pots, for seed starting, you can use the same type of soil. Just remember to sift it if it's for seed starting, which is what I'm gonna do. Now, what I'm gonna start my seeds in is gonna range from a single pot, which is what everyone can do, even if you live in an apartment. You can grow this windowsill or just put it outside in your balcony if you have one. You can grow one thing, which I highly encourage to learn how to grow, even if it's one crop, one herb, one whatever. Just start. And this is like the ideal situation. A seed starting tray. This is good because you have the cover, which keeps humidity. The seeds need to stay warm as they're growing. It helps them germinate better, grow, sprout, whatever. And these also like twist, so you can adjust the humidity in there. My bad. This is my tray, and it has the water catching tray on the bottom. And I'm even gonna do an egg carton. Something that you probably already have in your fridge, so you don't have to go out and buy anything. You can even use an egg carton, or even like a strawberry container. Just something that's already in your kitchen that holds food. You can probably use it. I was going through what I have already as far as plant food perlite and stuff and soil, and I found a seed starting mix bag, which is great. See, look at this dirt. There's nothing really clumpy in here. It's just sifted already. So it makes it really easy for the plant to just bust through it. But even if you don't have this and you just have potting, I feel like I say potting mix, that is fine. Raised bed soil, that's all fine. Here's what you do. This is just that Miracle Grow bag thing. You're gonna need some kind of like netting so you could sift through the dirt. So I'm gonna put this here. This is what you would do. Yo, this dirt is like wet. You're gonna sift through it. Wet is actually good for seed starting. That way the seeds just stay in there. But wet is not good for sifting. These pieces are too chunky to be in a seed starting container. And then what you have left over resembles more, it's really wet, resembles more of that seed starting bag. I have all my cells filled up with the dirt. Now what you want to do at this point is to push everything down. Ooh, okay. This is already good, actually. What usually happens is that it goes down a lot and then you want to add more dirt again. For this potted plant, the whole thing doesn't have to be sifted dirt, just like the base. I saved my chunks from what I sifted earlier. I'm going to keep that for actual potted plants. But here I'm just going to do like the base as a chunky start, as a chunky base. Like, why is this dirt so wet? But it was at a nursery and it rained a lot recently. I filled it up about halfway, and the rest I'm going to use sifted dirt. It should be what I'm saying. I'm going to sift this again. So now I have all the trays filled up with the dirt, and I labeled it already. It's very easy to forget what you just sowed in there, like what seeds you dropped. So I recommend labeling everything first, and that way you know what you want to do. So I'm going to start off with the pot. So here I'm just going to put kale. I'm not crazy about kale, but I'll eat a little bit of it. So I'm only going to put it in this one pot. So you have to leave spacing in here. So I'm going to do just 3 plants in here. 2, 3. They need adequate spacing all around and in between each other. That looks fine. These are very tiny seeds. So I'm going to put like 3, about 3 in each hole. Boop. Or so. It might be more. I'm just grabbing. Boop. And you just cover it. So how many seeds should you start? I recommend doing double. When you're a beginner gardener, and even me, this is like my 4th season, I still kill a bunch of plants. So I want to have double the amount because I'm going to lose half to either just disease or overwatering or underwatering, or I'm going to lose them to insects. So it's good to have sacrificial plants also for the insects, because they're going to get into the garden too. Spinach. I'm gonna do like 2 per cell. Still, aren't these cool looking? Done. Now for the big boy. Boom. Now this dirt is completely dry, so I'm gonna wet it. That way it's just easier to make that little hole and the seeds stay in there. Or another thing you can do is not fill this up so much, leave headroom, put all the seeds, and then put dirt black. That's it. I am done. This potted plant I'm going to leave outside and it's going to get the sun. I'm just going to leave it here for now. And this area does get a lot of sun. I might move it over in the front in the morning to get more sun. So I brought the seedlings indoors and I have them on a rack. So I have this container on top of a warm mat, which helps with the germination and the growing process and makes it speeds it up a little bit. And then the lights, you want to have them really close in the beginning, like 2 to 4 inches above your plant. I don't have it at full intensity because in the beginning, it doesn't need like a ton of light. So I have it like midway right now. And then once it starts to get true leaves, that's when it needs more light, more intensity. So right now, until then. And to keep them from getting leggy, you don't want your seedlings like looking like they're stretching and trying to get to the light. That means the light is too far away. And here's the egg carton. I have this as close as possible for now. And I've never grown seedlings out of the egg carton, so I'm really excited to see how those green leaves turn out. So that's the video. Thank you for watching. I hope this encourages you to start growing food, even if it's something as simple as just one pot and you're growing an herb. It's great to know. It's a skill to learn. It's a human skill that everybody should learn. So thank you for watching and let me know what you grow.